Good morning, my 8th grade U.S. History class. I hope you guys are excited. We're going to be covering Lewis and Clark today and their expedition they took across the Louisiana Purchase. We're going to be doing step-by-step instructions on how to do a journal project. And within that journal, we're going to be putting plants, animals, different places that Lewis and Clark traveled. And also just familiarizing ourselves with that time period. I hope you guys are excited. We're going to start with our Lewis and Clark timeline. Mind you, there's very limited information on the timeline, but I chose some of the main events for us to go over before we start on our journal project. To begin, in spring 1803, Lewis picked as commander of expedition writes to ask William Clark to join him and share command. Clark accepts. Next, on July 4th, 1803, announcement of the Louisiana Purchase, and May 14th, 1804, expedition begins. Lewis and Clark are off. July 4th, 1804, expedition marks first 4th of July west of the Mississippi by firing the Kiel boat's cannon and naming Independence Creek. Late July 1805, the expedition reaches the Three Forks of the Missouri River and named them the Gallatin, the Madison, and the Jefferson, after the Secretary of the Treasury, Albert Gallatin, the Secretary of State, James Madison, and President Thomas Jefferson. The expedition continues southwest up the Jefferson. October 16th, 1805, the expedition reaches the Columbia River. And on July 4th, on January 4th, 1806, President Jefferson welcomes a delegation of Missouri, Otoe, Arikara, and Yankton Sioux chiefs who had met with Lewis and Clark more than a year earlier. Fall 1806, Lewis and Clark are treated as national heroes. They return to Washington, D.C. The men receive double pay and 320 acres of land as reward. The captains get 1,600 acres. Lewis is named governor of the Louisiana Territory. Clark is made Indian agent for the West and brigadier general of the territory's militia. And that's our quick timeline on Lewis and Clark. Let's get started on that journal. Alright, step 1. You're going to need pens. Or pencils, color pencils, but mainly pencils. We're going to be using these to write, to color, to draw, to bring our journals to life. Next, we'll need a brown paper sack. I'll provide these for you. The next step of this project is to get 2 white pieces of paper that'll go in your journal. You'll be using these pieces of paper to write 4 different aspects of Lewis and Clark's expedition, whether it be a dog, a bird, animals, plants, places. Be creative, but please give me a description on each paper describing what you're talking about and what you've illustrated on each piece of the paper. You're getting this information from a website, the nationalgeographic.com. So go through that website and find your 4 key things from Lewis and Clark's expedition. Within these pages, I have information about Lewis and Clark, about who they met, and what kinds of different wildlife they ran into on their expedition.